Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Namo Vishnupadaya Krishnaya Bhutre Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Niti Namine Namaste Saraswate Deve Gauravam Tacharine Nirvishesha Shunyavadi Paschatya Desatarine Jai Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Shri Advaita Gadadhar Shivasadi Gaur Bhakta Vrinda Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama 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 Hare Hare Mukam Karoti Vachalam Tanmate Yat Krupatamaham Vande Shri Guru Din Hare Krishna. We will see verse 10.10, the third verse of the Chaturshloki Bhagavad Gita. So Krishna is explaining these four verses are the sense of Bhagavad Gita, and Krishna explained that those who understand that I am the source of the spiritual and material world, and they engage in my devotional service. And how they engage? They engage their mind, they engage their body, and then they talk about me and they preach about me, and by that they get happiness. Nityam tushyanti cha ramanti checha. So they get happiness and bliss continuously because they are continuously talking about me. So how Krishna helps them once the person or the devotee engages in this service. So that is explained in this verse. So let us see this verse. Tesham satata yuktanam
Tesam satatayuktanam
bhajatam pritipurvakam
bhajatam pritipurvakam
tadami buddhi yogam tvam
dadami buddhi yogam tam
yena manupayanti te.
yena mam upayanti te.
Tesham satata yuktanam
Tesam satatayuktanam
bhajatam pritipurvakam
bhajatam pritipurvakam
tadami buddhi yogam tam
dadami buddhi yogam tam
yena manupayanti te.
yena mam upayanti te.
Please chant.
Tesam satatayuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yena mam upayanti te.
Tesham satatayuktanam bhajatam pritipurvakam tadami buddhi yogam tam yena mamo payanti te.
So, translation and purport. To those who are constantly devoted to serving me with love, I give the understanding by which they can come to me. Purport. In this world, in this verse, the word Buddhi Yogam is very significant. We may remember that in the second chapter, the Lord instructing Arjuna said that he had spoken to him of many things and that he would instruct him in way of Buddhi Yoga. Now Buddhi Yoga is explained. Buddhi Yoga itself is action in Krishna consciousness. That is the highest intelligence. Buddhi means intelligence and yoga means mystic activities or mystic elevation. When one tries to go home back to Godhead and takes fully to Krishna consciousness in devotional service, his action is called Buddhi Yoga. In other words, Buddhi Yoga is a process by which one gets out of entanglement in the material world. The ultimate goal of progress is Krishna. People do not know this. Therefore, the association of devotees and bona fide spiritual master are important. One should know that goal is Krishna, and when the goal is assigned, the path is slowly but progressively traversed and the ultimate goal is achieved. When a person knows the goal of life but is addicted to the fruits of activities, he is acting in Karma Yoga. When he knows that goal is Krishna but he takes pleasure in mental speculations to understand Krishna, he is acting in Jnana Yoga. And when he knows the goal and seeks Krishna completely in Krishna consciousness and devotional service, is acting in Bhakti Yoga or Buddhi Yoga, which is complete yoga. This complete yoga is the highest perfectional stage of life. A person may have bona fide spiritual master and may be attached to spiritual organization, but if he is not intelligent enough to make progress, then Krishna from within gives him instructions so that he may ultimately come to him without difficulty. The qualification is that a person also always engage himself in Krishna consciousness and with love and devotion render all kinds of services. He should perform some sort of work for Krishna, and that work should be in with love. If a devotee is not intelligent enough to make progress on the path of self-realization, but is sincere and devoted to activities of devotional service, the Lord gives him a chance to make progress and ultimately attain him. So this verse is one of the verses in which Krishna's reciprocation and Krishna's efforts to support the devotee is very clearly mentioned. So previously Krishna told that my devotee will never perish. He asked Arjuna to declare that. And as Srila Prabhupada mentions that in second chapter, he said, I will explain you Buddhi Yoga. So Buddhi Yogam, Dadhami Buddhi Yogam. So Buddhi is intelligence, right? So intelligence is our energy or power to discriminate the things, simply like what is good, what is bad. And by intelligence, we can differentiate. Because in case of Bhakti Yoga, we can differentiate what is useful for Bhakti, what is not useful for Bhakti. So that we choose what is useful for Bhakti and we try to avoid what is not useful. So Krishna says a person or a devotee or a sadhaka, Satata Yuktanam, who is continuously engaged to serve me, Priti Purvakam, serve me with Priti or love. So to that person, I give the intelligence, how to reach him. So it goes both the ways, right? In the second chapter, we see Krishna says that I will tell you this Bhakti Yoga by intelligence. And now Krishna is saying, if you are engaged in devotional service, I will give you intelligence. So it looks like, okay, what comes first? So, but here Krishna is, in this verse, Krishna is making very clear that this intelligence is Buddhi Yogantam Yena Mamu Upayantite. So this intelligence is to reach to Krishna, to no other destination. The only destination is Krishna. That intelligence Krishna will give. So this intelligence is related to the bhakti or devotional service. So for that, what is the qualification? Srila Prabhupada mentions he should be sincere. The devotee should be sincere and devoted to the activities of devotional service. So if we are attached to the association of devotees, if we are attached to preach or talk about Krishna, if we are attached to serving Krishna in many different ways, then even if we don't know what is to be done next, Krishna gives that intelligence. He may guide us from within or without, through some devotee or guru, he can guide us. So there are examples in Chaitanya Charitamrita also, and in Srimad Bhagavatam also, where pure devotee will not look like a pure devotee. He will behave in such a way that you don't understand anything. But like Jada Bharat story, in his last birth, he behaved like he don't understand anything. But actually, internally, he had understood everything by his intelligence that I don't want to entangle in these activities at all, the activities that are going on outside. I don't want to engage. So his intelligence was continuously fixed on Krishna. And he knew that even if I live in this world with my family or I do my activities as a Brahman, but my only goal is to reach Krishna. So internally, he is always thinking of Krishna, always remembering. But outward, he was looking like a madman, a person, dumb man who don't understand anything. But actually very intelligent, right? Because his intelligence is connected with Krishna. So he tried to avoid all the things that are troublesome. So that is one example that his intelligence was connected. So that is what we say Buddhi Yoga. So Jadabharat in his last birth, because of his past experience of attachments and aversions and entanglement, the last birth he completely detached himself. What we mean detached himself, he only read the things that are useful for his bhakti. So that was his intelligence. So he reached the goal. And in Chaitanya Charitamrita, there is a story of Brahman when Chaitanya Mahaprabhu was on the South India Yatra. Right? This Brahman was outside the temple. He used to read the complete Bhagavad Gita in Sanskrit every day. And his pronunciation was not good. He was not understanding the meaning. But when he was reading Bhagavad Gita shlokas, he used to cry. But the other Brahmins used to laugh at him that he cannot pronounce, he cannot read also swiftly the shlokas, but he's crying. So people used to laugh at him. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu asked him, why you are crying while reading Bhagavad Gita? Because looks like you don't understand what exactly the conversation is going on, and you are also not pronouncing. So then that Brahman told Chaitanya Mahaprabhu that I am just fascinated by looking how the Supreme Lord Krishna took the position of charioteer of Arjuna. So though he is the supreme, he is the owner of all the spiritual and material worlds, but for his devotee, he has taken a position which requires a lot of serving. So a sarthi or a charioteer has to serve the master. Whatever master says, he has to do. Right? So he has to surrender. So that Brahman said, like, say, Krishna took such a position for his devotee, for his bhakta. So just hearing about this, and I am feeling very attracted to Krishna and his mercy. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu said, you have understood the real meaning of bhakti, how the bhakti should be done and what is actually God. God is ready to do anything for his devotee. So here, this is one of the examples that Krishna from within will guide us what is to be done. So that Brahman, so Chaitanya Mahaprabhu embraced that Brahman, and when he embraced, the Brahman got the love of Godhead. So though that Brahman didn't know how to pronounce anything, but because of his sincerity, Chaitanya Mahaprabhu got attracted towards him, and he gave the complete mercy. So what this example also shows, this example shows another angle that if you are, what Krishna is saying, if you are if you are continuously thinking or remembering or engaging in the service of Krishna with love, I will give you the intelligence. So that Brahman was continuously engaged in reading, though he didn't understand, but he was sincere to read it because his guru has told. So that qualified him to achieve the ultimate goal. So Acharya also say that it is not required for you to do big things to do pure bhakti. The qualification to do pure bhakti is sincerity, honesty, and engaging our mind and body continuously. And through that, Krishna gets attracted to you, and he helps you. So, because if we try to show in front of Krishna that I am doing something, that actually is foolishness, because Krishna knows everything, what is happening, who is doing what. So you don't have to show anything. Right? So that is Buddhi Yoga, that your intelligence properly engaged. You know, I am not required to show anything, or I am not required to go in front of everyone and show this, that. No, nothing required. If you are sincere, Krishna will take care of you. So this is one of the very the verse that actually talks about relationship between the Lord and his devotees, and how intimate is that relationship that Krishna helps. So we have Bhishmadev's example, we have Vidura's example, Vrinda Vrajavasi's examples. Krishna used to help them, even if they were not Gyanis, they didn't have any knowledge of Veda or Shastra, but they loved Krishna. That love and that sincerity attracted him. Right? So the qualification is sincerity and willingness to serve. And then Krishna will guide, he will connect your buddhi from you inside. So how Krishna helps? Dadhami buddhi yogami. I give you the intelligence. How Krishna gives the intelligence? That Krishna will tell in the next verse. So that we will see tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much. So anything anyone wants to say, add? Okay. Hare Krishna.
In this, Prabhupada has written in the purport that you should do one activity for Krishna with love. I think one work for Krishna. I think down. One second.
Some sort of work. He should do some sort of work for Krishna.
Yes, some sort of work for Krishna, and that work should be with love. So he's talking about like what kind of work, like any service, particular.
Yeah. No particular. Any kind of service for Krishna. That should be with love. So, like the last verse mentioned about Kathayantischa Mam. So it was just talking about Krishna, remembering Krishna, being association with devotees. That is one of the way. Or any service, like we chant. Chant also is a service, right? When we chant our rounds, daily rounds, that is also a service. If we can do with that love, if we can do the chanting with love, that is also enough, because that involves kirtan and remembrance, both, right? So externally also, like we do any service for our guru, that is also okay. But anything that helps to spread, or that activity is for Krishna, that is enough. Any small activity also. So Srila Prabhupada, when the young foreign boys used to come to Srila Prabhupada, right, on the Sunday feast in the very beginning days. Somebody, when he used to come to that Bhagavad Gita classes, sometimes they used to bring one apple. So because Prabhupada used to tell them that whenever you come, bring something for God. So somebody will come with apple, somebody will come with some small things. But then Prabhupada used to tell them that you have brought this apple for Krishna, and you are giving it to Krishna, though you can use it. So Krishna will never forget that you have given this apple to him. So we can see from these examples that anything we do for Krishna, is giving something for Krishna. Then Srila Prabhupada said, like, Krishna will appreciate these things very much, and he will give you mercy. So anything that we do with love for Krishna is okay.
Okay, thank you, Prabhuji. Thank you for the nice example you gave us. Thank you, Hare Krishna.
Okay, so let's see tomorrow how actually Dadami Buddhi Yoga, how he gives the Buddhi Yoga tomorrow. Hare Krishna. Thank you very much.